coverage you can count on continues with Andy McDonald's Sports Report.
Hey guys, Alyssa Jagger was a runner on the rise. As a freshman at Columbia City, she was clocking sub 6-minute 30-second miles. She had big plans for the future, that is, until fate struck. Tragically, during the summer of 2015, her career was cut short by a car accident that left her paralyzed. Alyssa's story didn't end with that event, and neither does this one. In part 2, we detail how she stayed positive and ultimately walked at graduation.
Alyssa Rose Jagger.
Even with all sensation gone, Alyssa Jagger will never forget this feeling.
So I think it's important to walk to show people I've been able to overcome this, and even though it takes a little bit more work for me to walk than everybody else, it's like I'm doing it the same as everybody else. You know, I'm here, I did it, now let's go home, you know.
With caps, gowns, and zero frowns, the Columbia City senior walked at graduation to receive her diploma. Even if it isn't exactly what Alyssa envisioned 3 years ago, she doesn't show it.
They still believe I'm gonna walk again, which maybe I might. I mean, but I'm just planning on probably not. It's probably not gonna happen. That took a little bit to set in, to be like, all right, let's do this, you know, we'll just make it a little differently.
Over the summer in 2015, the Jaggers were on their way to vacation in Virginia Beach when a car unexpectedly cut in front of them. The accident left Alyssa's vertebrae twisted, her legs without feeling, but her mindset remained as strong as ever. Do you ever get down on yourself?
Yeah, definitely. The thing that was like probably most depressing about the whole thing was like not being able to help. I don't like the fact that like I'm the one having to be helped a lot of the time, and I'm not feeling like I can contribute a lot to like that.
Almost 3 years later, very rarely has there been any self-pity. She has just tried to make the most of what she has and to be able to accomplish what she can.
Her running career was over, but the work wasn't done for Alyssa. In fact, it was just beginning.
This is my elevator.
Her father, Chad, an engineer by trade, helped with rehab by building all sorts of workarounds in their home, including a contraption that assists in the process of walking on a treadmill.
Because I don't think probably most people have this.
I think that a combination of faith and hope and athleticism and determination and a community that supported us, and we just weren't willing to believe that she was never going to stand up out of the chair again.
If we walk by faith, not by sight, yeah, I think that's true, for sure.
4 doctors told Alyssa that she'd never be able to walk again, but Alyssa heard something entirely different.
Like, of course, they're like, well, you probably can't walk, but I'm like, okay, I can't walk, why don't I swim? You know, it's always about finding something else that you can do, because I think if we focus on the can'ts, then you're just gonna be really miserable a lot of the time, and there's so many cans, so many things that you can do.
Alyssa found joy in the pool. Not long after learning the different swimming strokes, she discovered the Endeavor Games for people with disabilities, where she could finally compete again.
And so I was kind of competing against myself, which was cool, because I think that's kind of the sports that I like running, swimming. Like you're really just competing against yourself in those things. You're not on a team, it's just you, so.
Alyssa is still very much a teenager. She can still drive, and she still plans to go to college at Grace in the fall.
Even though they can't feel, the blood vessels don't like that.
Walking won't define her, but maybe these steps at graduation will help others follow in her footsteps.
I hope they see like motivation, because to be honest, like I don't like necessarily being an inspiration, so I want to be like a motivation a little bit. Like, well, if she can do it, and she's like disabled. What's my excuse? That sort of thing. So that's what I'm hoping people see, and of course I'm hoping people like see God's goodness and faithfulness through all of this.
Alyssa doesn't want to be an inspiration, but that moment, surely something else. If you missed part 1 of this series, we posted it on the Wayne.com sports page. I'm Andy McDonald. We'll be right back.